How to be more attractive to prospects, and more importantly, why to be more important to prospects. See, if you're in the solopreneur game or if you're building a tribe building business, the one most important thing that people are going to buy is not your product. People are buying a future version of themselves. So when they interact with you, they have to see something that they find so attractive, so magnetic, that they are drawn into your movement, your product, your tribe, or whatever it is that you have as the entry point. Very, very important. So how do you actually build out that level of attractiveness to your prospects? Of course, there are hard factors. Definitely be well dressed and also be well groomed, especially if you're meeting people physically. Make sure that bad breath and things like that are taken care of. A lot of times, people may have bad breath they may not know about. This has nothing to do with you as a person or your hygiene level. They may be a medical thing. Just figure it out and make sure that you are in a top condition. You're looking good, feeling good, smelling good, and that if you're meeting people, especially if you're doing plans at their home or something, that there is nothing about you that makes them not want to invite you in. So those are the hard factors. In addition to that, I'm going to be covering soft factors in what you can do to make sure that prospects feel that level of magnetic force, that they not only want to buy your product, but more importantly, they want to be in contact with you. They want to follow you as a leader, because in the end of the day, a solopreneurship sales game is more like a leadership game. You are actually in the business of leadership. You could be a network marketer selling health products. You could be a financial planner selling financial products, mutual fund, insurance. You could be a coach, consultant, trainer, author, speaker, solopreneur, whatever. But at the end of the day, what people are buying from you is a future version of themselves, and they have to look at you like that. So what is the factor number one? Let's go to my screen over here, and I'm just going to go to factor number one, which is going to be energy. And I talk about it almost in every single video that I have to do about sales. Is you should have, first of all, when you enter, you should be at a high energy and confidence level. People want to gravitate from low energy to high energy. You would have seen a celebrity, you would have seen people who are business people who are extremely high on energy. You always know when a person enters a room who is the highest energy person in the room, and usually certain professions like being good in business or being a celebrity preempt you towards being a high energy person, and you will see that the whole room gravitates towards such people. Okay, now at this level, energy also means opening energy is a different thing than actually energy while selling. Opening energy, obviously enthusiastic, be the person that opens well, introduces themselves, makes the other person introduce themselves. Hey man, my name is so and so, what is your name? And then you're going to ask them questions, opening questions, they're going to answer that. That energy is very, very important. And if you can maintain that energy throughout the relationship, in a salesperson's life, in a coach, consultant, trainer's life, in a leader's life, the real situation in your life, financial situation in your life may go up or down, but it is very important that when you're in public presence, you always keep the energy up. In fact, like Tony Robbins says, that you got to keep your state up even when you are alone with yourself. Never let the state go down. And there is a person I follow whose name is Brendan Burchard, and he's written a book called High Performance Habits, where he talks about state change. How every time you enter a doorway, you got to set the intention, and within 2 minutes you got to change your state to match whatever it is you want to achieve in that particular meeting. So energy is definitely the number one thing that makes you attractive as a person, as a salesperson, and as a leader, because that's your main business. Leadership is literally your main business. Okay, the next one is humor. Very, very important. So humor is something that opens up. I talk about sympathetic versus parasympathetic. People are in a logical state at all times. They have to do a lot of things. There is stuff that is pending, stuff hanging, swords hanging on their neck, could be financial problems or whatever. And if they're doing business, there is always lots of things happening. So if you're selling to any such person, if you're selling to even a homemaker, a housewife, they are no less than business owners, because there's 1,000 things happening in the house. Everything has got to be happening at a particular time. And there's this, they are always in this sympathetic state, which is the adrenaline is running high. They got to be focused. And what can you do to remove that go state and put them into a receptive state? Because unless they are receptive, nobody's going to listen to your sales pitch anyway. One of the greatest things that can put people in a receptive state is humor. So if you are a kind of person who not only does not take life 100% seriously, you have the freedom to laugh at yourself, to laugh at certain situations. And if you can bring that kind of humor to your sales situation or to your leadership position, then that really acts a lot. People don't really like to be serious all the time. And if a salesperson is mixing up their presence, the vision, you're going to be giving them a vision, you're going to be holding them accountable. Along with that, if you are playful and challenging, and if you are humorous, that goes a long way. Okay, so please watch a lot of stand-up comedy shows and see the process, how these stand-up comedians have actually taken real life situations and seen the comedy inside it, and how they are taking that comedy out and sharing it with people. That really helps. And one of the people that I follow a lot online is Brian Regan. You can just check him out on YouTube. He's got very few videos online, and all of his shows are paid shows, so it's very less material of him online. But check out how he finds the stuff that is day to day stuff, and he finds the humor in that, and the way he actually goes out and tells you that humor in a very normal way, in a very normal conversation, but the way he speaks makes you laugh, and that is amazing. So you don't always need to be like a clown in order to bring humor into the situation. You don't need to start doing all kinds of tricks and stuff like that, but it's just the way you see life and just the way you present life. And this goes a lot in following the right people online or stuff like that. Like, I've been following certain comedians, and I'm not only interested in the jokes, I'm interested in the way that they see life, and what is it that must have brought them to see life in a particular fashion or particular situation, turn that into a joke. And then I try to think like that, and that helps me build my own sense of humor. Very, very important. So the second point is sense of humor. What is the third point? The third point is sales technique. This is another thing that I keep talking every single video. Sales technique is very, very important. The number one thing that is going to tell people that they are in the presence of an authority that they can trust, the certainty and the authority that you bring to a sales call does not come from your testimonials, does not come from your branding, does not come from the references that you may have come through. The real test is how you handle the sales call, and that is the technique of the sales call. I propose a technique which is called the Mad Money sales script, and I'm teaching that in few videos over here also. And one of the great things about the Mad Money sales script is that it basically removes all of the external factors. You may have no brand in the market, you may not have any testimonials, you may not have done any current work in the market, but how you handle that sales call is all about understanding what is the psychology of the buyer. Now, there are two things that you need to have over here in the sales technique. First of all is core domain knowledge. I see a lot of financial planners who actually don't know anything about how the world of money and finance works. I see a lot of health coaches who have no clue about how the deep down aspects of health really work. They haven't done the study. They probably have a product to sell. They've just got some basic superficial level knowledge, and they're just going about going into a sales call. And I feel you can really do a lot more hard work where so much information is already available on the internet. In my case, I'm a medical doctor. When I started my sales job, I was doing technology sales. I knew nothing about technology. Until today, I don't know anything about technology. I'm very tech illiterate. But when it came to understanding what is happening in the tech market, what are the big companies spending on, what are their budgets being spent on, what are the big offerings in the market, what is going on, I used to read and read and read, and there was not enough internet material available in my time. I'm talking back in 2005, 6, 7. But I still made sure that I found material all night. We would be doing searches and finding the material and making sure that we become the experts in the industry, even though we are not technical experts. Okay, so you got to make sure that you're technically speaking, you have more knowledge than your prospect, and this is a continuous process. In a day, you will not become an expert, but your goal should be to learn not only theoretically online, read books and stuff like that, but also practically, because the prospects are talking about stuff, and what they are thinking, how do they see their world is very important. They're going to give you inputs on other things that are happening in the marketplace, other competitors of yours that may be in the marketplace, other things that are going on in the prospect's mind. And if you understand one prospect's mind, it's going to be very similar to other prospects' mind, because all the other human emotional behavioral patterns work same or similarly. So every single prospect is giving you the window into how to understand them better, and that helps you to build your own body of knowledge. So you've got in technique, you've got core domain knowledge, and then you've got the psychological element. So every time you handle the sales call, you're gonna see the behavioral patterns of what is it that makes prospects buy and what is it that makes prospects not buy. In fact, things that you do in a sales call are going to teach you, even if you lose the sales call, it's going to teach you about what are the things you did in the sales call or did not do in the sales call which could have converted the sales. Okay. Grant Cardone says that he used to keep a dictaphone in his pocket, which means he used to do hand-to-hand sales in physical format. So there was no Zoom recording, but he used to keep a little dictaphone in his pocket switched on. so that whatever conversation is happening with the prospect would get recorded, and he would listen to all these sales calls so that he would figure out, okay, what is it that I did over here that lost me the sale? The only thing that is going to lose you the sale is you. Okay, and the only thing that's going to help you make the sale is the prospect. The prospect is always there to buy. All right, what you are doing, either it's the price, or it's you, or it's the technique, or it's the product, or the way you talk about the certainty. There are certain things that you are doing. If you do them right, you're going to get the sale. If you do them wrong, you're not going to get the sale. But the prospect is always there to buy. So the thing that makes you very, very attractive to a prospect is not who you are outside this frame. What is your branding, like what are your testimonials? No, is how you are understanding them. And prospects are there to be understood. If you can understand a person's mindset just by listening to them, asking the right questions, this is the sort of psychological technique that they really respect you for. Because at the end of the day, the deep yearning in all of us as human beings is for us to be understood. And we don't want to make it easy for the other person. Just think about it. We don't make it easy for our parents. We don't make it easy for our spouses to understand us. We want somebody to reach inside us and open us up, ask us the questions so that, and bring us out. We want somebody to care enough so that they can bring out the thing that is inside us. We love to be studied. We love to be explored. So you as the salesperson are going to do that. You're going to go to a prospect and make sure you care so much that you listen so much. Ask them the difficult questions, make sure they answer the difficult answers, challenge them if you have to, and they're going to love you for it, and you're going to be super attractive in their eyes. Long story short, in sales, the attractive people succeed. And by attractive, I do not mean that you have to look like Tom Cruise or like some heroine or something like that. Is that you have to get all these aspects together, and this is a moving game. Almost nobody is perfect at it. Even the biggest of the big people. Even I follow Grant Cardone for sales. Online, he's the biggest influencer for sales, and he has done sales calls on live camera, which is on YouTube, and he has lost these sales, no problem. It is a moving target. You're going to constantly get better and better, and the better and better you become, the more confidence you have. The more confidence you have, the more sales you'll make. The more sales you make, the more better you will get, and the better you get, the more confidence you have. So this is like an infinite loop that you can create if you follow these three steps. So very, very important. Just the basics. Keep the grooming and how you show up. Keep that super cool. Next, you got to have energy. You got to have humor. You got to have technique. And these are the things that are going to make you attractive as a person, as a leader, and as a salesperson. All right. Please follow this channel and do leave me a nice comment. And I'm going to be making more and more sales videos for you to master and get madly rich in this age. Look forward to seeing you. Bye-bye.